So here's 5 things that I'm pretty sure you don't know about Outer Banks property. Hey everyone, it's Danielle Taylor with Keller William Realty here on the beautiful Outer Banks. And if you've been following me or know me or read anything that I put out there, I think you probably know that I'm super passionate about educating, advising, and advocating for my clients. And so there's so many things that are unique to the Outer Banks and that you should know in terms of buying property. But I've kind of picked 5 that I think you probably don't know about and you really need to, and you need your advocate to be advising you on. So here we go. Ready? Number 1, erosion rates. Are you familiar with what the different erosion rates are depending on what part of the beach you're at? It does erode at different rates, and those erosion rates are important. Why? Because it can affect the rebuild ability in the future should something catastrophic happen to your property. There can also be insurance exemptions. So you may find yourself in a situation where the fine print excludes insurance coverage for properties in certain erosion rate areas, certain levels of erosion rates. Important to know. So that's number 1, erosion rates. Number 2, beach nourishment. Did you know that we nourish our beaches here? But not all beaches, not all areas, not all counties do it. And so it's really important that you understand, is your beach part of beach nourishment? Is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? And how is it paid for? Do you know what an MSD is? I do. It's a Municipal Service District. That can be a tax assessment that's added on depending on proximity to ocean that shares the cost of that beach nourishment. Super important to know when you're thinking about cost of ownership and the amount of beach that you have in front of you. That can also play into rebuildability and what we talked about above. So number 2 is beach nourishment. Number 3, flooding. Everybody thinks about ocean flooding when they think about, oh my gosh, is the ocean gonna come in and take over my house? There's another type of flooding that can be affected in the Outer Banks, and that's simply from stormwater. So if we get a big nor'easter, if we just have a heavy deluge of rain with any sort of storm, we can get standing water that pools and grows that can affect homes in certain areas. I know those areas that flood and can help advise you so that you know about it, because it may affect prior insurance claims, which can affect the insurability of the house. And it may also just be that hassle of having to clean up after, or we want to look for homes that are designed so that if it floods, it's an easy cleanup. Okay, so that's number 3, flooding. Number 4, lot coverage. This one catches a lot of people I know off guard. I'm not sure if you are aware, but we have lot coverage limits in the Outer Banks, and lot coverage is the amount of your lot that can be covered by impermeable surface. And I bet the number's not as high as you think. It's pretty low. It's really important to understand what that is for your home and how much lot coverage is currently in place, because that can affect additions. Can you add a pool? You might look at a lot and say, oh my gosh, there's tons of room for a pool. I can do that. Maybe not. Depends on the town, depends on what your current lot coverage is. I'll also give you an example. It really affects parking. Here's a situation I had with a client looking to purchase a house in Duck. In Duck, you have to have 1 parking space per bedroom. You can apply for an exemption if you don't rent your home. So if it's just a private home, second home, not a rental. But if that home ever turns into a rental, you have to bring that parking into compliance. That could be affected by your lot coverage. I found that deed restriction for a potential buyer, so we were able to go in with an offer that with an educated situation, knowing what would happen when they wanted to rent. So lot coverage is the next one. Last and not least, number 5 is road ownership. The roads are owned differently in the Outer Banks depending on where you are. We have some private roads that are owned by either the owners of the homes on that road or by the HOA of the community. Those roads have to be maintained. We have some county maintained roads, we have some state maintained roads, we have some town maintained roads, all kinds of things. It's important to understand that because it can affect what loans can be applied. There's some loans that you cannot get if the road is a private non-paved road. It could be a paved road but still not have a maintenance agreement. There's a whole bunch of things that come into play. So the big reason I bring all of these up is that these and more are so important to fully understand. And that's why you need your advocate here when you're looking to buy. So contact me, let me know your questions, be happy to help and get you more information, and make sure you subscribe. That's how you won't miss anything. Hope you have a great day.